welcome to CoreMoves.com. Today I'm going to show you a short workout to do on your home suspension trainer. So here in the CoreMoves studio we have a 4-rope suspension system. So I've just modified one that I can place over a central anchor point. Mine's in a window, which is locked, but usually like a TRX system would have an anchor point that goes over a door. So first thing you want to make sure when you're using your home suspension system is that it is anchored safely. So ideally you want it in a door or window that can be locked and that has enough space around it to move freely, okay? So then I'm going to set up my hand straps so that when I'm standing the right distance away from my anchor point, if I place my hands into the straps, I have about a 90-degree angle in my elbows. So once I have one set up, I want to adjust the other one to make sure that they're even. So the most important thing isn't necessarily the height of the straps, it's that they're even. Otherwise you're going to challenge your balance as well as any imbalances you have, muscular imbalances in your body, okay? The second thing we think about is our grip. So I use what's called a monkey grip. So if you place your hand through the strap so your palm is facing up, and then you lift your fingertips towards the ceiling and clasp around the strap. That's a nice safe grip so that if you were to slip and let go, your hands stay locked into the straps, okay? From there, we want to make sure that our feet are in the right position. So we want them about hip distance apart, and then engage the legs, pull the thighs away from the ankles, set the pelvis over the ankle bones, the belly button centered through the middle of the pelvis, the rib cage over the hips, the shoulders over the rib cage, and the neck is nice and long, okay? So my arms are at that 90-degree angle. From here, I'm going to start to go on my long line. So slowly with control, I'm just going to begin to lean back and then release my arms into that long angle. Now from there, I really want to tuck my tail under so that I'm protecting my lower back. So I'm not hanging out and getting an arch in my lumbar spine, okay? So I'm engaging the legs, squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings, and coming in that nice long line. The other thing I want to think about is my shoulders. So I really want to protect my shoulders through these movements because it's very hard on the core and very hard on the shoulders. So you want to pull the shoulders down and back rather than just hanging out from them like this. We're really pulling the shoulders down and back and engaging the latissimus and the serratus muscles underneath the armpit. So think about squeezing, and I always tell clients, like, you're squeezing a couple of oranges underneath your armpits and you're trying to make some orange juice. Right, we're going to get into our movement. So from here, we're going to do a simple squat. So you're going to send the knees directly over your middle two toes and lower your hips towards your pelvis, and then push into the floor and come back up to that long line. Again, lowering the hips towards the heels and then pushing into the floor and coming up into that long line. Think about your shoulders, make sure that you're still pulling them down and back. The belly button is pulled in towards the spine. Our knees are tracking in parallel, so we're not allowing the legs to splay out to one side or the other. They're just going straight over the toes and back up again. So as I come down, my quads are working really hard to control the downward movement. And then I'm pushing into the floor with my heels and coming up tall with my glutes. So as I come up, I'm really feeling that force on the back of my leg as I come up nice and tall. And again, we're lowering down, pushing the feet into the floor and coming up nice and tall, squeezing the glutes and the abs at the top. Okay, we've got 2 more to go. Nice long line, pull the belly button towards the spine. Last one, shoulders are still coming down and back and my neck is nice and relaxed. Okay, good. From there, we're going to add on a simple row. So I'm going to turn my palms so they face towards the floor. And all I'm going to do is draw my elbows. So if you look, my arms are at shoulder height. They're just on the same line as my anchor point, okay? My pelvis is still tucked under. All I'm going to do is draw my elbows out wide to the side. So I'm making a W shape with my elbows, my fists, and my chest as the center of the W. And then I'm releasing back onto my long line. Now you can adjust the difficulty of your exercises by increasing the lean of your torso, okay, or of your body. So my body's like one solid plank as I lean away from my anchor point. Now I do this a lot during the day, so I'm just gonna make my anchor a little less, and I'm still gonna get that workout. I really wanna feel this between my scapula. So my 2 shoulder blades are squeezing together in the center of my back. My abdominals are working down the sides of my torso to make sure that I don't allow the rib cage to pop up and flare. So I'm keeping that belly drawn down and back. The shoulders are still hugging down my sides of my body, and my elbows are just coming out straight to the side. Okay, I don't want any tension in my neck or shoulders, and I'm keeping that belly button drawn in. I've got 2 more like this, and releasing. And last one, pull it in, and release. Good, we're gonna add on from there. So now you're gonna row it out to the side, you're gonna release it down, and then you're gonna turn the palm, pull the left elbow in towards the hip and rotate and reach for the same rope. So my left elbow is pulled back, my right hand is reaching up to the left rope. And then slowly with control, like my body squeezed between 2 sandwich boards, I'm releasing back to my long line. Wide row, back, pull the right elbow in and twist and rotate to the right side. Okay, I'm not allowing my hips to fall out or tucking under too much. I'm just keeping that nice long line. I'm releasing slowly with control. Wide row, bring it back, rotation. Twist towards the left and back. Wide row, squeezing the scapula together and releasing and pulling down low underneath that armpit to get that rotation. So you can see my glutes are working really hard the whole time. The back of my legs are working really hard to keep my legs active and straight. Okay, the sides, my oblique muscles are working to stabilize my pelvis so that it's not rocking around in space and I'm not getting any lower back pain or any excessive arching, extension or flexion. And back. So the rotation happens from the bottom of the spine to the top, like a little corkscrew. So you can see I start by pulling into that arm and then I twist from the bottom of my spine up to the top and lengthen up. And then I unravel, just like pulling the corkscrew back out of the bottle. Elbows go wide. And last one, on the right, twist and releasing it down. Good, now we're gonna add on our bicep curls. So you're gonna turn your palms so they face each other. And from here, all we're gonna do is pull those elbows straight back and release. So again, if you want your bicep curls to be a little bit harder, increase the angle of your body, okay? Tuck that tail under, make sure your torso is nice and long, stabilize those shoulders, and just pull those elbows straight back. And release for 2, and pulling them back. We're allowing that slow lengthening of the bicep as we come back to our long line. So it's that slow control going back, which is going to give us those lovely long lean muscles in the arms, because we're also working our deltoids and our pecs here, especially with having this long angle. It's not like in the gym when you're just doing a dumbbell bicep curl, okay? We're having to work a lot of muscles around the shoulder and around the chest to stabilize the shoulders so that they don't get pulled out of the socket by the weight of our bodies. So we're pulling those shoulders down and back, the belly button is coming in, the ribs are glued to the torso, and we pull those elbows back, okay? My neck is nice and relaxed. I'm gonna do 3 more, controlling the movement away from the anchor. Last 2, I'm releasing with control. Last 1, and releasing it back down. Good, I'm gonna decrease my angle and we're gonna move on to a little bit of dynamic, okay? So we're gonna add on a squat jump, and you really need to think about a soft landing here. So I'm gonna come down, and as I lift up, it's a gentle hop, and I come back down, landing softly. Hop. 3, 4, you can hear my feet are landing really nice and soft. I'm still drawing my shoulders down and back so that I protect my shoulder capsule. I've still got my belly button drawn in towards my spine, and my glutes are working really hard with my hamstrings to push me off the floor, and then back up to my long line and pull myself back in. Good, from there we're going to turn around and we're going to work on our chest fly. So because we're moving away from a door anchor as opposed to a gym, we need to lengthen our straps longer than we would if we were facing or directly under a pulley system. So I'm going to lengthen my straps so that when I step, a good step away from my pulley, my elbows are in that 90-degree angle, okay? And from here, we're going to do our lunges. So I'm going to step back and reach my hands overhead. So you need to play around and make sure, you just saw that I wasn't far enough away. So adjust your system if you need to. Again, making sure your straps are even. So you want to see that when you step back, you have room to do that, okay? So from here, elbows are my 90-degree angle, and I'm going to step back with my right foot and lunge it up. And again, and lunge it up. So as I'm lunging back, my hips are staying as still as they can in space. That leg comes to a nice long line. My arms are nice and long and my armpits are engaged. And then I'm pushing into those straps and pulling my elbows back in. And then lunging back again and pulling it back in. And lunge. And pulling it back in. And lunge. And then I'm going to move to the other side. 6. And pull. 5. So I'm really having to work through the obliques here to control my torso from shifting side to side. I'm really having to control my shoulder capsule to make sure that my arms are not being pulled out of joint. And I'm having to watch that my knee is tracking directly over my middle 2 toes. So I'm not veering out to the side or the middle. I'm coming straight over those toes. And then my knee can go past the toes. If my alignment isn't correct, I should never cross my toes, okay? And I'm coming back up. 2 more. And in. Last one. And pulling it in. Good. Now from there, we're going to do chest flies. So you're going to come out on your long angle, okay? And our arms have a soft bend in them. The ropes are going over the shoulders. And we have our hand in a diamond position in the center of our body. From there, you're going to allow the arms to open out to the side, controlling the movement with your pecs and with your deltoids. And then you're going to push into those straps and bring the hands back together. Again, opening up only as far as you can control that movement and keep the core engaged. And opening up, controlling it with the scapula and pushing it in. So that belly button is really pulled back to the spine. My glutes are on, my whole legs are active, and my shoulders are working really hard to control the movement. I think my straps are a little bit uneven here, which is mistake number 1. But I'm just going to finish off 2 more. And push, no tension in the neck and shoulders, so my shoulders aren't creeping up around my ears and allowing those straps to come up too high. I'm really keeping my arms at shoulder height and just abducting the arms and then adducting them, closing them in, okay? And then from there, we can stand up tall. And we're going to lower the straps so that they're about 1 fist distance off of the mat. And we're going to move into some plank and abdominal work. Okay, so once you've got them set up again, making sure they're even. So mine were a little bit uneven there, but I think I've got them in a better position this time. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to face forward, and I'm going to place the top of my foot into the strap. So I don't want it to be on my ankle joint, I want it to be right over the arch of my foot. So it's not hanging out of my toes, it's not hanging out on my ankle, it's right over the highest point of the arch of my foot. And then again, the other foot. So make sure you're in, you feel secure, your feet are nicely locked into space. And then you're going to walk away enough that when you reach your leg back, you're not going to kick a hole in your wall. So come out on that long line and then reach your foot back, and you can see I've got space there still to move, okay? So I'm going to plant my knees, and from here, I'm going to push my hands into the floor, round through my upper back, relax my neck, draw my shoulders down and back, pull my belly button towards my spine, energize my legs, and I'm going to float my knees. I'm going to take a nice deep inhale in the back of my ribcage there, and then I'm going to bring them back down. If you have any wrist issues, you can do this down on your shoulders, same thing, setting the shoulders into the mat, take an inhale, belly button pulls to the spine, exhale, float the knees. Inhale there, exhale, lower it down. So take the modification that feels right for your shoulders and for your body. 1 more like this. Inhale, exhale, float the knees. Inhale at the top, and exhale to lower it down. Good, we're going to add on from here. So this time I'm going to inhale, push, make sure you get that rounding right through the top of the rib cage so that we protect our shoulders. And then we're going to lift the knees and send the legs back. Now I'm just going to do elbow touches, elbow to knee, so knee to elbow on the right. 3, Keep pushing into the floor. 4. I'm controlling my hips so that I don't twist in space and my hips don't lower and lift with the movement. I've got 3 more. 2, 1. Bring it in. Lower the knees. And just push yourself back for a minute. Okay, again, nice little stretch in the lower back, stretch in the shoulders. Take a deep breath and exhale. And come back onto your hands and knees. And we're going to do the left side. So inhaling, push into that floor, around that back, engage the armpits. Exhaling, belly button to the spine and send the legs away. Okay, now we're going to pull the left elbow into the knee. And then, the knee into the elbow. And 3. Pulling it in, using the abs to really keep us nice and secure. That's 5. We've got 3 more to go. 3. Pull the belly button in. 2. Push into the floor, keep rounding those shoulders. Last 1. Send it away. Lower the knees with control. Sit back and stretch through the arms and the shoulders. So those are really hard, so take your time to take a nice deep breath there, breathing into the back. And exhaling. Inhaling. And exhaling. We're going to come back up. Right now we're going to do our pike. So we're going to push into the floor, get those shoulders set, get our belly button pulled towards our spine. Okay, so we really want to feel that lifting of the belly button, pushing into our back here. And our palms are pushing into the floor and rounding through the back of the shoulders. And we're going to send the legs away. Now we're going to pike it up and away. So this is a lot of pressure on the shoulders. So you really have to use your belly to pull yourself up. And 4. And don't allow yourself to collapse at the bottom. Okay, that's not good for your spine. So keep that belly active. Squeeze the inner thighs together. And pike up. We have 3 more to go. 3, 2, and last 1. Lift, send it away, release the knees with control, and stretch back again. Good. And take a couple deep breaths, and then you're going to turn around, and we're going to work the back line of our body. So this time we are going to put our foot through the strap with the heels at the ankle joint. So it's coming, the foot is coming all the way through and the straps are resting over our malleolus for our ankle joints. Okay, then you're going to pull yourself away from the wall enough that you've got freedom to move. Okay, and then we're going to lengthen our body down onto the mat. And from here, you want to really make sure that you pay attention to the position of your pelvis. So rock your pelvis forwards and backwards a couple times until you find that position where you have a little bit of space under your lower back, okay? So your lumbar is in a nice neutral position. From there, I'm going to lift my hands up so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to push into the straps and energize the feet. So I like to dorsiflex my ankles so my feet are pointing straight up to the ceiling and then push my glutes into the mat, okay? So now I have hyperextended knees, so I really need to focus on using the muscles, not just hanging out on the knee joint, okay? So I'm pushing into my heels, I'm pushing into my hamstrings, and I'm going to inhale, and as I exhale, I'm going to lift my pelvis off the floor. So I've only got about a fist height off the floor. I've got less than that under my bottom, but that's because it's a bit bigger than my back. And we're going to hold it there, and then we're going to lower it down with control. And inhale, as you exhale, push into the heels and lift the hips. This time we're going to open the legs out to the side, and then close them in. Inhale, and exhale to lower the hips. Again, inhale. As you exhale, raise the pelvis. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. Inhale to stay. And exhale to lower. Again. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Open. Close. And lower. Last one. Lift. Open. Close. Lower. Good. We're going to add on from here. We're going to lift. We're going to pull the right leg in. Send it away. Pull the left leg in. Send it away. Pull the right in. Send it away. Pull the left in. So I'm really focusing on tracking my knees in parallel. They're staying parallel with the ropes. Okay, in the same line. I can look and see that rope is going right through the middle of my kneecap, with every movement, and my hamstrings are on fire. They're working really hard here. My obliques are working to pull my rib cage down and keep it flush on my torso. My core is working really hard to support my back, and my glutes are on fire. And send the leg away and release the hips down. Good, from there we're gonna roll up. So float the hands towards the ceiling, palms are facing forward, nod the chin, plant the back into the mat and begin to curl up one vertebrae at a time, reaching towards the straps. And you can give a gentle little pull in your straps, which will give your hamstrings a bit of a stretch, okay? And we're just gonna hang out there, stretching the lower back, stretching the hamstrings. And then lengthening up, releasing the ropes, and taking our feet out of the straps. And then I'm going to come on our knees. And from that,